Hey guys, welcome back for another Trick Tip Tuesday, and today's tip I'm going to talk to you guys about hammer forms. So, you know, if you've been doing sheet metal for a while, you're probably familiar with hammer forms, and so I guess this video probably wouldn't be for you, but if you're new to sheet metal and you're trying to make a specific shape out of sheet metal, say something that's got a hard edge all the way around it, you know, something you're going to be wanting to duplicate multiple of, that sort of thing, and you're trying to do it in a way where you can speed up production and you know, maybe make the same product over and over, or you're really just looking to make a one-off part that maybe is a little complicated, you know, otherwise by hand, and you want to make a mold of the part you need to make exactly and then hammer the sheet metal over it in a way to where you can just you know, shape it pretty quickly. So so right here I've got a couple of hammer forms here for the MiniMAX machine. We're making these belt guards that go on the machine. So we make these in-house, and they're made out of 18 gauge steel. And these hammer forms were made by Clay Cook. You know, when they developed the MiniMAX machine, they made these belt guards. They developed the hammer form that way they could be repeatedly built over and over and over again and get the same results out of it. So essentially what you have here with the hammer form is they machine this plate to the shape they needed, and they made it to where the sheet metal part, once laser cut, can sit right on there, and it kind of sits in place. They put a couple of little sheet metal plates here where the hole openings are in here to kind of lock it in its location. And if you notice right here, when this sets down, the sheet metal hangs out on all edges. So what that's going to do from there is we have this nice chunk of wood that matches the shape. It has a couple of plates on the top that are threaded down into the plate here, and then we'll tighten those up. And essentially what we have going on is the edge of the sheet metal is hanging out past the edge of the hammer form, and that's going to allow us to hammer this down to create this part. So here's the plate as it would be laying on here, but this one now has this nice about a 3/8 edge all the way around, while maintaining the flatness of the part itself. So that's the whole point of kind of sandwiching the sheet metal here in between these two layers, is to keep this part as flat as possible and give you the shape that you're desiring in this direction, while allowing you to form and shape this edge around with a hammer and get it to have that nice edge on there that you might be desiring. So that would be the end product on that. So like I said, with this, you know, we'll be hammering this flange around. So this is the other side of the belt guard. So this is actually a two-piece unit that we end up, we put the flat part under here, hammer that down about halfway around the radius that's cut in here, and then we have a strip that goes around the whole entire outer side that then gets hammered to meet that, and then we weld that seam up. And this is a pretty tall part. If this, let's say this edge was not so tall, maybe it was only here and not all the way, you know, the full 2-inch depth here, we could probably hammer that around in one try, but because it's going to have this depth on here and we need that flange to be nice and flat all the way around with this nice radius edge on it, we end up having that meet in the middle. So different type of hammer form as far as the way it's intended for the sheet metal to go together, but it achieves the look that we're going for on these belt guards. Now hammer forms, you can make them out of wood. If you're making a one-off custom part, and you just need to make one that you know that you're not really ever going to use this hammer form again, but you want to use it to be able to get your shape at least really close to where you need it. You know, hammer forms you know, can be made out of wood, really any material you can make it out of to be able to achieve a nice mold for hammering apart sheet metal over. So show you guys how this works. basically I'll be taking a hammer to at least start this edge all the way around, and I'll just keep working it until I've got that edge hammered all the way down and it's nice and flat. So we'll show you guys the hammering process here and take it from there. All right, so we got this flange hammered around here. So we'll now remove this and show you guys how well that turned out. And we'll compare it to the other one, and I'll show you the whole stack of ones that we've already made. So we're doing another round of 20 of these, so we've got a pretty large stack of parts. So take that off there, and off comes our back guard with our nice flange on here. Here's the other one I was showing you earlier, so you can see a couple of nice identical parts here. So yeah, so that's a explanation on hammer forms. I'll show you guys some pictures of the whole stack that we did so you can see the uniformity in them. And if you got any more questions, want to see anything else in these trick tip videos, send us an email, tips@Trick-Tools.com. We'll see what we can do to include those in these videos. And thanks for watching. We'll see you next week.